Starlings are heterotrophs. This means that they cannot make their own food and need to eat food to survive. Starlings are also omnivores, animals that eat plants and other animals. Here I have gathered information and made a food web. On this food web we can see the Cooper's hawk, the cat, the kestrel, the eastern bluebird, the common starling, the red-winged blackbird, the cankerworm, the earthworm, the common milkweed, and the English holly. Let's shorten the food web so we can see some relationships. As we can see, bluebirds and starlings eat similar foods, so they would be known as competition. Since they are both omnivores, they would be considered predators to any prey that they might be eating. At the same time, bluebirds and starlings are also prey to larger predators like hawks. If we bring back the earlier food chain, we can see that the hawk could be considered a keystone species. Although the cat eats the same foods as the hawk, keep in mind that cats are normally kept as house pets and therefore get their own food fed to them for free. Because cats rarely hunt for themselves, kestrel and blackbird populations would increase. If we remove the starling, however, we can see that not much has changed. The plants are the producers and the herbivores are the primary consumers. Bluebirds, starlings, and sparrows are secondary consumers because they eat the primary consumers. The Cooper's hawk, the cat, and the kestrel are tertiary consumers because they eat the secondary consumers. Now, let's talk about biodiversity. Biodiversity is the number of species in an ecosystem per the population in an ecosystem. For an environment to have low biodiversity, they must have only a few species but a very large population. Low biodiversity can have many negative effects. Fatal diseases are more common in low biodiverse environments because fatal disease is easier spread in fewer species. Low biodiverse environments often don't have a really complex food chain. On top of this, having only a few species makes for really boring documentaries. These environments also have a loss of opportunity. They have low genetic variation, which means that you don't often see any medicine in low biodiverse environments. How could invasive starlings result in low biodiversity? Well, in the short term, starlings are going to take resources away from native birds, and in the long term, they could drive away native bird populations from their original habitat. I am now going to propose my management plan, but first, here's a map of starlings across the United States of America. There are approximately 200 million starlings in the US. And here's a short list of things that starlings cause. Structural damage, clogged drainage pipes, droppings, fire hazards, health risks, noise. All of which caused by these annoying birds. First step of my management plan, funded by scientists, get some pest deterrents, like nets. Next, get some noise deterrents. Next, get some bird spikes to keep them from nesting where you don't want them to. Then, remove any food sources. Then, remove any water sources. Then, get a scarer like a fake owl to scare the starlings away. Next, patch any holes to keep the starlings out of your house. Finally, destroy any nest if there is one, leave all chicks to die, and take any eggs. Now that you've done all those steps, enjoy your omelet. Alright, so now I'm going to answer the reflection conclusion questions. First of all, what did you change as a result of feedback you received as you accomplished each benchmark for this final project submission? For the first benchmark, I didn't actually change anything for the second one. And, for the final one, I think, I don't know, I just had more confidence, because, the guy who gave me feedback said, this was amazing, but I don't know. And then B, in reality, how much should humans value your specific species? Is it worth creating new policies or spending tax dollars on? Why or why not? Honestly, European starlings, as much as I hate them, they aren't really, like, harming anything. Like, they aren't, like, a massive absolute thing that like you need to destroy right now. I do hate them, but like they aren't like causing anything that much. I really enjoyed making these benchmarks for you guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.